Grab your waiter, fill up your glasses, boy, you're going to need it. First thing I'd like to do is congratulate Bobby and his beautiful new bride, Courtney Fallon. Or is it Bobby O'Donnell? I'm not sure where it's Seriously though, on behalf of the bride and groom, I'd like to thank you all for being here. I want to give a special welcome to everybody who came from, all our friends and family who came from overseas. I really want to say thank you, and we really appreciate the effort, guys. We know how hard it is to make it over here this time of year, and we hope you're having a great time in San Francisco. So Bobby's my older brother, and like most younger brothers, I've always looked up to him. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. Basically, if it's something he likes, generally I like it. It's kind of the way it goes. But,
hands up, Courtney!
Every Sunday would try and dress me in these ridiculous looking outfits. Well, what I thought was anyway, it was slacks and his shoes, and despite all their best efforts, my mom and dad could never get me to wear them without a massive fuss. But my dad, being the schemer that he is, he decided a new plan of attack. He said, he obviously picked up on the whole fact that whatever Bobby says, I'd listen. So he pulled Bobby to one side and he said, "Hey Bobby, tell Dan you really like his Sunday clothes." He'll listen to you. So sure enough, Bobby comes over to me and he goes, "Hey, those pants and them shoes are really cool. I'd love to get a pair of them myself." And he was met with a response that, funny how things turn, I go, "You're not getting these ones." But I swear to God, you couldn't peel those clothes. You would wear them to bed. I was away in Ireland actually when Bobby and Courtney first started going out, so I didn't really meet them until about maybe 6 months into their relationship. And I met them actually at a little festival in San Francisco called the Union Street Festival. Needless to say, there was a lot of alcohol consumed that day. For those of you who know Bobby, usually when there's alcohol involved, it's almost always preceded by him sleeping. But he usually passes out in pretty random places, like booths, other people's beds, maybe the odd couch here and there. But on this particular day, he decided that the sidewalk was where he wanted to go. He didn't just pick any sidewalk. That's nothing. He really went above and beyond this day. He decided that a group of police officers standing around in a circle would be the best place to enjoy themselves. I have no idea, he must have thought their shoes looked like pillows. He took a little nap right at their feet, and of course, no one really wanted to kind of know him this time. The police officers took one look at him, and they looked at each other, and you didn't have to hear a word that they said. You could clearly read their faces. They were like, "That guy looks like a lot of paperwork." They turned to me and Courtney, and they said, "Get him home." So Courtney went over, she peeled him off the sidewalk, put his arm around her shoulder, and I was on the other side. And she lived about a block away, so we brought him around the corner, brought him up about 3 flights of stairs, and we were carrying his dead weight up those 3 flights of stairs. So Courtney was not impressed. I said, "You have not been out long enough with this girl to pull him this time." But we got him up 3 flights of stairs. Courtney opened the door of her apartment, threw him on her bed, and I wasn't sure what the reaction was going to be. I thought she was going to kind of look at me going, keep this guy away from me. You know, I was like, no need for a restraining order. But she actually looked at me and she kind of shrugged. And she just goes, lightweight? So there's like one word I could think of right there and then. I'd known Courtney before, but I was like, legend. So as the years passed by, I would be in Ireland, and obviously Courtney and Bobby would be here, so I'd only see them at Christmas time, summertime. But the next time I actually spent a long period of time with them was when they came to meet me while I was traveling in New Zealand. So we traveled together for 2 weeks together, and it was then I knew, because again they were well into their relationship at this point, so I knew how happy they were together and how much in love they were together. And it's not easy traveling with a couple, but on this occasion it was a breeze. We literally got on like a house on fire. And towards the end of the trip, me and Bobby were having a few pints in the pub, and Courtney was off shopping, of course. And in the bar, Bobby kind of looked across at me, and I could clearly see he was kind of contemplating whether to tell me what was on his mind or not. But you know, he obviously had it pent up in him, and he didn't know whether to say it then and there. But he looked at me and he goes, I put it in order. So I was like, okay. I said, where's the waitress? I'd really like to. So he gave me. But then he kind of gave me. It was almost like this underlying tone that I knew what he was saying. He goes, no, I put it in order. So I was like, really? So I kind of looked him in the eye and I was like, Bobby. I said, you know, I looked him right in the eye and I said, I'll tell you exactly what I said to him then. I'll tell you right here now. I went, Bobby, you idiot! Have you not learned anything from every married man you've ever No, but seriously, like I said, every married man told me. No one told us that. But seriously, I was like, you know what? Like I said, it makes sense. You guys are clearly madly in love. You get on like a house on fire. So we chatted that night, and the one thing that stood out to me when Bobby was chatting to me about their relationship was, as a lot of you know, and maybe some of you don't, when Bobby was about 25, he actually took over our family business. And taking over any business at any point in your life is a tough thing to do. Being an inexperienced 25-year-old is that much harder. He kind of had to learn as he went along, you know. And he didn't, you know, he had tough times, and it was all, one thing he said about Courtney, he goes, every time I come back after a bad day at the office, or, you know, something tough that happened, as he was running around, he goes, she was always there for me. He goes, she was like a rock, and she would always, you know, get me through tough times. And it's what made him, you know, it's what makes him the man he is today. But, you know, without Courtney, I don't think he ever would have been able to get through it. You know, the old cliche is, behind every good man is a good woman. You know? In saying that, I'd like everyone to raise their glasses. Bobby, you're a great friend and you're a great brother. There's nowhere me, Scotty, Carl, Morgan, or Kieran would rather be than by your side today. And even though you can't see them right now, 3 guys sitting right behind you. And you know who they are. Davey, Darren, and Bush. they're here with you, and they're wishing you the best of luck in life. You'll always be happy together, and we're always going to be here for you. So cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.